Already got 8 from that top 10, which I think is an absolutely phenomenal turnout so far. And, you know, hopefully a show of what we can expect from the great event down at the Aware Super Theatre in Sydney, you know, alongside the beautiful Darling Harbour. I think I'll be staying relatively close myself. But, yeah, we're going to go straight into that game right now and find out who's going to pick up this pistol and start the march on Inferno.
Start it up. Let us see who it's going to be. Is it going to be any different to yesterday or not? I kind of would like to think so, but I'm not exactly sure. Good to see that VERTEX are in the server today. Ready, though, I am hoping. 4-player stack over towards the A site with just Malta over at B. He's got a smoke and some dualies to play a little bit of a deterrent. Play some info, get his team to rotate on over. For LFO, though, again, slow and steady with these pistols.
Yeah, real patient. Double up in boiler. I do like that one, especially on a pistol round. Certainly looks like LFO are starting to make their way forward. Really good positions, and Hazard will find the opener. So it's all sort of working out here with Malta, the lone member towards B, as more damage is dealt. Licky down to 5 points of HP, and they are up still so close to personal here at VERTEX. They've not moved an inch, but Savage will take a mile, which is always a good result. So at least it's back to this 4-on-4.
Bracewell's already low, though, remember. And you got to see Licky and apocdud. They are a little bit bleeding, too. More so for Licky. Wouldn't mind seeing the P250 given over towards one of the other teammates. But with 50 seconds less than on the clock, in fact, we are still going to see LFO just situate themselves around this A site. Malta has gotten rid of that smoke previously, so it's just guns up for the rest of the time.
And they're cruising. Looking to take towards that A site now. PZ going to be the first point of contact. Hazard is there as well to support. Looking to add to his array of frags. And it will not be anything just yet. Hatz actually opens up with a couple. ADDICT can respond nicely, but Malta, who has been, you know, paying rent over towards B, is going to walk in all on his lonesome. No kit. Little walk in. Has a spot, gathers that info. Now it can be that double up peak. He just has to march, has to get close, and he will find Hatz. So all of a sudden, he can start to creep in here. I don't know if apocdud's going to be ready for him at all. He won't be. Oh! The spin and the win, and LFO gets the first round.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Malta. That's just a really nice flick from apocdud at the end of the day. Good crosshair placement on that one. That's muscle memory at its finest. And that is also LFO having a full best of 3 under their belt. Warm in the zone, ready for this series. You can always make an argument on what's going to be better, you know, coming from that upper bracket. When there's no advantage, I might add, you just get the choice of Team A or Team B, which defines the veto ban and pick. For LFO, though, yeah, a full best of 3 to warm up, get that mentality in order. You get a pistol round to your name, too. It's not a bad start on this T side.
Very slow start. Not looking to give up their hand at all. This was kind of a bit of the trend that we felt like we experienced, hey, in the previous series of these two teams. Felt like it was a bit of a slow mid-round, minimal action, kind of off the rip. Now that utility does start to come in. Malta, he looks to get up close, and he does take a lot of damage, but he gives some back as well. But it's going to be apocdud with that MAC-10, leading the march, leading the charge, and Komodo. Four-letter word, starting with S.
No. I'm going to say P250 is the four-letter word, because we saw yesterday Malta do something special with that gun. That was a 5.7 this time. That's why he was nerfed.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Now it's the other
four-letter word I was
yeah.
going for was save.
Yeah.
What was for dinner?
I don't even think it has a name, to be honest. It was just like a concoction of things.
I see.
Yeah. It's tasty.
Chicken wraps. Pretty good. Gaines meal.
I'm gaining more and more of a hatred for saving, I think.
It is literally just like a necessary ingredient on this
it's an unrequired
recipe,
evil. That's what it
which is Inferno. Yeah.
Well, it's done and dusted. We can get ready into the next round. LFO, maybe not just yet.
We cannot. We will wait. We will see. Cheeky tech pause here in the ticks in the chat. A few of them usually in rapid succession does mean it will only be quite short. Exactly, it is. Okay. So, freak out, no. It's not going to be needed for now. As the rest of the team ready to go, ready to get moving. So, 2 members unequipped. Addict, Brace, PZ still have kind of everything that they would have needed. But I do like the fact that they went for absolutely no reinvestment here. Just sending PZ towards A, going around towards Diggity. Yep. Hazza, happy to chill out for now. Couple smokes available.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of damage Vertex are going to be able to throw out here. Shouldn't phase them too much because they'll have their purchase in the next round. That is why they went for the save. See what damage they can deliver with.
Yep, big apocdud looking to charge in on the entry.
Yeah, 3 players here for Vertex.
They're ready to go. Will it be the turn? Will it be the churn? apocdud tries to push through the smoke, but he falls away. Addict's going to be able to find 1 and 2. Uh-oh. Jumping down from the high heavens here, this big man.
Maybe he had
That's
spaghetti
a good
because it's
response.
fallen out of the pockets for this one.
That's right. They better put it back in nice and quick.
No plant yet.
It's going to come in now.
To go down.
Smoke towards Nana. Nobody really there. The main thing is PZ still a long way from home, so maybe they're actually going to try fake that out by putting him into position on the other side of the smoke. Just clear out Nana slowly. They are waiting for it, but they do have to get a level of a wriggle on here. Already half tick down on this bomb. Moving in now. They hear the footsteps. They hear the info. Hazza actually rips off the head here. Licky does get a couple for his troubles though, so that should be all she wrote. Savage will be able to close too. So the remaining members in Licky and Savage, they'll be able to save the weaponry onto the next round. LFO with 3. Nice and clean to start us off. They cop some damage there, but it is not going to be a stressful position at all. Yeah. And they start off here strong on Inferno.
And now the focus does definitely need to be what can Vertex do to start to get situated in the server at the moment, because the AWP is going to be here for PZ, but it's going to be answered by Sterling with his as well. Let's see who's going to get the better end of that duel, and more importantly, can LFO just keep a good tight hold on their economy too, something that's plagued them time and time again throughout the course of this whole event today and yesterday.
Yeah.
Couple of kits available for Vertex, a bit more utility as well, but not as much as LFO. So you might be inclined to not try and dump it down really early, still hold it for when you're 100% knowing that LFO are going to be hitting this certain site. Just still kind of get kept out at the moment, waiting to see where LFO are going to go. This is one of the things that was a touching point in the previous series. You know, they liked to bleed down that time a lot before doing anything. This time baiting out a little bit of that utility towards bracket still, and ultimately making the decision to go over towards the B side of the map. Held out by Usil.
It's their 4th best of 3, Komodo, in the last 2 days. Some might call it a warm-up. But the utility has been good from Vertex. Still have plenty as well if you look over towards the left side of your screen. 40 seconds. Malta will dunk that smoke in just a quick second. And it looks like it doesn't really sort of matter because LFO are going to be charging through it irrespective. And Hatz does find the opener somehow, some way. apocdud, Hatz, Savage, they all cop a bit of damage. But Hatz, he's found 2. And, I mean, look, maybe if Hazza finds something. But Hatz finds 3, so that's surely going to be a save. Yep, it is. They're out.
Has to be. Hatz has just put on his hard hat and ran into the construction site, fully equipped with all of his tools. And he sent the boys packing. He can do the job himself.
Absolutely. Doesn't want to pay anyone overtime. Just sends them straight home. I'll close up the site, lads. As long as you get the bomb planted for me, I'll be happy with that. So, Vertex have to waltz in towards second apartments. And, yeah, that all taken down quickly from PZ. And so far, I mean, look, it's only very early days. This is the thing about they opening 5 rounds of a game before the money starts to stack up, before the team kind of gets a bit of a wriggle on or a rhythm. It always is an interesting one, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see what Vertex are going to be able to do. LFO are just off to a pretty decent start, to be honest. They're actually going to choose to go for a bit of a tactical timeout. Now, I'm actually unsure if Kingfisher was allowed in the server, because we know that we saw preparation before the tournament. But with him not being an official coach, I don't know if he can officially be in that slot. Hey.
Doubt it.
Interesting one, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would make sense for him not to. You know, obviously only just returning home from India after playing alongside Rufflecoat and your Wombat. All three home in Australia now, looking for new homes. Keep an eye out for them. And I saw a cheeky post from Elf Boy Man, Elfish Guy, saying LFO, you know, beating out Rooster. Maybe this means that we've now got a competitive top 4 as opposed to a competitive top 3.
Yeah,
and I, for one, would welcome that.
I still think we need to see a lot more consistency from these, let's say, the fighting top 3, your VERTEX, your LFO, and your Rooster, you know, besting teams like Sunday School, teams like John Industries, and make sure that they're very cleanly winning them to make it a competitive top 4, because we've still almost got that divide, right? Where Greyhound are very at the top, you've got a little pack of 2 or 3, and then everyone's really far below. Yeah.
But ultimately, that's how it starts, right? You know, you get that really hotly competitive top 4 that then extends out to 6, then to 8, then to, you know, 10, 12, 16.
And then we're taking over the world, baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, you know, I got to admit, for
a couple of players are from our region.
The worst scene, like as in from, you know, the amount of competitive teams, right? Not individuals. We've been, you know, putting up arguably some of the better international results. You know, we've got Dexter on Fnatic. We've got JKS, you know, winning Cologne, winning Katowice. Like, the individual talent is there. We just need better practice at home. And that all starts from expanding out the good prac, getting those grassroots players in. We'll get there, mate. I'm a believer. Call it copium, hopium, whatever it is.
Well, LFL have managed to sneak their way in towards top of brackets at the moment, and they might have a cheeky wrap on towards Malta if he's not too careful, because that is a risky jump spot. That is a quick deliverance to the grave, and this might ultimately just beat the round.
No one on site. So for poor Addict, I mean, look, you know, they haven't cleared apartments, so they're going to know he's potentially there, but the M4 could do some damage. I think they're pretty happy to throw away the weapons in this round, so timing onto Hatz is actually pretty pivotal. There is still one more member near the hay cart. That's going to be Licky, but he rippy the head off of Addict.
And now you've just got Brazen and Hazard with not too much behind them as well, because the time's ticking. You don't have a lot of utility. There goes Hazard, so it's just a brace to take this A1S into the next round yet again. 5-0 lead for LFO. This is certainly not the form of VERTEX that I was expecting to be ready into this game, but then you also got to remember, again, LFO have a full best of 3 that had a lot of rounds played, a lot of warmth to come into this server with.
So 4 rounds saved out of 5. The only non-save that we've experienced so far was the pistol. That's to be expected.
Yep.
But this should be the driving factor now. Full buy to come in. PZ can afford the AWP. Everything is going to be in order for VERTEX. And one thing that they are very, very good at doing is, you know, managing their utility. But the way that LFO have a level of confidence, VERTEX need to show disrespect like they did to Rooster yesterday. If they don't, if they allow LFO too much gain, too much traction, they'll continue to ride that wave that they built for themselves in that previous series.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess, you know, for VERTEX, right, this is the time that you need to start to get activated, because if it's not now, you're giving up a massive lead on this half to LFO with no real close rounds being here but that pistol.
But look how well they've just dodged all of the utility down towards bottom of Nana. And, you know, they didn't even really use their 3-man setup early, VERTEX. They've just sort of, you know, thrown a bit of utility, and now they've fallen their way back towards the site. So something that we desperately need to see is, you know, some banana control or some at least deeper apartments control. And early on, it just really hasn't come out just yet. But again,
that's what we're saying about LFO against Rooster. Those were the bits and the pressure points that we weren't hitting.
Correct. That's right. I do pride VERTEX as being our second best team on Inferno in the region. So you'd hope that they do well here.
Well, let's see if they're prepared for this A bust out. Yep, that's not how you jump out of a door. Nor that.
1 by 1, apparently. Looked a little bit lackluster there from LFO.
This is the round done.
Yeah, I think so. Sure, Sterling can hit the shot here. Great, nice one onto Brace. But he has to fall away now. 35 seconds. Bomb dropped on the hay cart. Hatz, great position. But I do like that swing out together. Now on to Sterling in this 1 versus 3. He will get a smoke up to at least isolate himself from the mini pit. But VERTEX can basically sit still, have a cup of tea, and they'll be fine. So, Peasy, just be careful, my friend.
Gotta remember, bomb's on top of it as well.
Oh, yeah. That's too hard. Round done? Yeah, round done. Malta, please run.
Yep, there we go. Now, that's the problem as well, because of the amount of damage that Sterling's been able to contribute to this round. It can be a little bit awkward for the VERTEX members if they didn't already have a bunch of money behind them. So Hazza is the only one that is requiring a drop here from VERTEX.
Well, Dion, 2v5 to end in a 1v1.
Correct.
That is not good for VERTEX's economy.
No, but they've still got enough to be able to work with here that if they can double down on the round count, they'll only have to contend with one more buy before that loss bonus starts to become a factor for LFO. So just these 5-0 rounds in a row, you know, they've set themselves up quite nicely for a couple of gun rounds in a row.
Here we go.
And this is what I wanted Rooster to do in the series. Take the space down mid with a smoke there. You either challenge second mid or challenge all the way to the bottom. Look how much control VERTEX now have. And alert Malta as well, falling back on B because he's only got an MP9. That Molly actually can find Brace here.
It can, but it just forces Hazza back. They're yet to actually look in towards this corner. Hatz doesn't quite dig deep enough. Hazza is very, very low, though. They've got to be so careful. Oh, my God. Savage from the pit. Under Mexi. Yeah, absolutely. He's just popped up out of nowhere. It's like a whack-a-mole game. Savage, hello. Drops him down. And, you know, I love the mid control, but the way the LFO are able to react, they are looking fantastic right now.
Yeah, this is the form that you want to see them carrying on with throughout the whole course of this best of 3. Because if this continues the whole time, then we do have a confident LFO that was a little bit rocky in the beginning, that has taken the time to learn from their weaknesses and go into a massive, massive event with a good amount of preparation behind them. But let's see what can happen with TP.
One only. Again, a very one and done spot to be playing that relatively solo. I mean, Malta has bought some extra time. But as he dips his way into Con, it makes it awkward. Hat's almost taken down low. Maybe with this util that's still... No, it's just Addict. Okay. He's just going to have to find the timing. He's sitting in the smoke. Can he move through at the right time? Malta gets one. But can he just stop this? Licky on the flank. Didn't even notice it. Awesome timing, awesome stuff. And LFO, they are not only in the driver's seat, they don't even have a passenger. They put VERTEX in the back seat, in a car seat. Baby seat is what I was going for there.
Well, they're also still passengers, but you know. Now we're along for the ride through this match pause. Once again. Hopefully this is not a long one. Nice quick trip to the milk bar and back.
Left mate scooter outside the dairy. 5 rounds. Pretty big statement here early on.
Yeah.
And again, the furthest thing from over, right? Like, still looks so far away, but...
It would be a blunder if LFO don't get any more rounds from here on out. Right? If they get 7 and then it becomes 8-7, well, credit to VERTEX to be able to come back. But this positioning and these explosions, these recoveries from LFO, they're doing what Rooster were doing, playing together, getting these trades, playing smart, except for that 2 versus 5, but we'll throw that away. They still won the round. Now they're facing up against a bit of an eco round from VERTEX, who are going to be able to hold all their money for the buy in the next. PZ can still get that AWP out.
So another slow one. Obviously, LFO having the read on that mid play. Now creeping up. Trying to get in towards the position. Hazza. This time. I like it. Mid-round. Great dunk of the nade. Ready to be flashed in. Another HE available too. And they have just frozen. They have parked. Looks like they've actually done quite well to not overextend here, VERTEX. That was super wise. Brace does get taken down, unfortunately. So they don't really get to walk away with it, but they do at least get themselves with some further established control of Banana, albeit late. But now they're rotating around. Knows it's going to be the A site being hit here. And once again, Addict with a whole lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah. See what damage you can do. I mean, this is quite winnable if you think about it as far as VERTEX is concerned. 3 players within an inch of their life. Take away some of the weapons, and you've got Kevlar behind it as VERTEX for those body shots.
And look
Problem
who is on the B side. Yeah.
Just about to mention that. And he can also buy time just for his team to get here. Hatz has a smoke to throw on the run. You got flashes to pepper over towards CT just to secure passageway in. And now you can leave Savage just to go and farm up a storm over at the A site when they start to make their rotations to this B bomb site. If they...
Man. All the time.
It's well-measured CS from LFO, Mitch. That's what it is at the moment.
Yeah, like, they are so in control. So in control. Not a single issue. The only round VERTEX won, it was a 1v1.
It's like giving me small vibes of pre-Addict VERTEX. How LFO were dominant in that era.
7 rounds secured, so now I guess like LFO is just sort of hunting as hard as they can for as many rounds on this T side, because I don't know what their CT side is going to look like after what we saw against Rooster.
Yeah. Bit of time to think for everyone involved, especially VERTEX. 1-7 down. A buy coming into play here. Of course, PZ should be getting out this AWP. We've seen a couple of stacks, you know, the 4 players towards A and 1 towards B. A bit of a push down mid from them that was uplifted by Savage. Just completely head on a swivel to be able to take those kills. So it's not like VERTEX aren't trying new strategies, trying new things. LFO at the moment are very crispy on these shots. Very reactive on locations when VERTEX have been spotted out. So the onus is definitely on VERTEX to be able to change it up and just get the better of LFO before they catch wind of what's happening. Deep smoke in towards mid. This can permit the peek in towards second, but already LFO throwing grenades through that top mid smoke. Just really aware of what VERTEX have up their arsenal.
Yeah. Brace getting tagged up very heavily. And, you know, it's sort of this slow start once more from LFO. I think we need to see some more mid-round retakes of Nana. Really go for that contest in punishing out LFO as best as they can possibly do. Because, you know, if it goes any further than this, you're going to start to beg a few more questions. So they have 3 members here. They are ready for it. But I do like that from Sterling.
Oh, reflash in. Malta misses the timing on that one. Now the boys at LFO have to be careful because some missed utility for themselves. Almost is going to send them packing. Hatz, luckily enough, still stays alive. But of course, no bandages to fix that one up here. Over towards the A site, and you see a rotate cheated by PZ. Get that AWP in towards Library. Can look down towards Archers. A quick flash in as well. VERTEX, very rapid. Try and assess the situation here, but now with the hit from LFO, can they stave them off?
At least we see VERTEX a bit more in control of this round. PZ spots out the gun barrel. Licky will go down quickly. No one else coming this way, though. 20 seconds left, Komodo. They have to start to fang it up, Diggity, and get moving fast. Brace in a great spot. He will find the opener and the second. Quickly then traded, though, by Savage, but PZ has the flicky. And one member still in that mini pit, just buying as much time as possible. Savage really just needs to go down at this point. Saving not ultimately an option. Hazard is there, but okay, he does go into the apartments.
They got 9k. Money's not a problem really for LFO at the moment. We'll see what damage you can deliver over towards VERTEX. That probably would have been a little bit better if he went for the challenge. But not too much loss bonus anyway, right, for LFO. Makes more sense to keep on the Kevlar, the helmet, the AK. It's more than the 1400 they would have got.
First good round, though, from VERTEX.
Yeah.
Key.
Can they convert into more, though? And that's really the large question at the moment. Early chipper damage through this top end smoke. HE grenade not going as deep as you would have liked to see. Minute 20. Addict push is met with an loose spray. I don't know where Savage is looking because he was very delayed at the turnaround there. But regardless, you're going to see Addict is a little bit stuck. See if you can get out. If you can... Savage, that'll be brilliant.
Oh!
Made a step.
How does he do that?
Quick reactions.
Yeah. Head on a swivel, apparently, for Savage. Like a ghost coming out of the corner. Still a 4-on-4, though, with the health advantage to go in the way of VERTEX.
50 seconds. Lot of utility still for both teams at this current point in time, though. When you think about Hazard with a full kit behind him, over at that B side, it can be used for a retake. Brace at the site in contention, though, from LFO's side. They have a full execute available. Just got to get past PZ first. Holding a pretty powerful line with this AWP. Stuck, however, if it's a crunch through apartment. So a nice timing on that smoke from Brace.
Definitely. It's going to be all on this duel between PZ and Sterling, I would say. But PZ has to turn around, has to have his head on a swivel. It's so nerve-wracking now. Brace does get taken quickly. And now with that scope, he does actually manage to hit another shot. PZ has to hit it all right now. But he's going to be taken down by apocdud. Quickly traded by Malta, though. Malta with the opportune timing, straight through the smoke. The criminal he is. And VERTEX get a third, starting to close this gap here, Komodo. As LFO are losing their stranglehold just ever so slightly and slowly.
Yeah, I don't think it's too much of a cause for concern just yet. It's not like we're seeing a 7-6 or a 7-5. Still got another round here where LFO do have weaponry behind them, except apocdud, but still got the full kit of utility as well. No AWP, though, for LFO. Sterling been hitting some sinister shots with that one. Now, it would have been a nice open up. Unfortunately, it's just going to be a little bit of information that LFO are going to have to try and contend with. Hatz is now stuck in banana. Kept at bay by flames and smokes and a HE as well, taking him down to 35.
Once again, it's back to A. Haven't seen any success from LFO these last few rounds. Not really methodical in these last few takes. I would like to be proven wrong. They do take brackets control this time. But then it looks like they are slowing it down. Not going to overcommit just yet. Still a minute on the clock.
No more really smokes for VERTEX or flashes as well. You know, everyone at this point in time wants to have their weaponry out. Addict is one with a smoke and a flash. He currently is situated over at the balcony, so it's not like he's going to be able to contribute that utility without a little bit of vulnerability behind himself. LFO completely grouped up together at the top of brackets, just trying to wait out this time, seeing if there's any overextension from VERTEX. He needs to get back towards this one. That smoke down deep Moto, though.
Doesn't look like they're going to be contesting around the Moto side either, but the smoking towards apartments has helped at the very least. Now they go for this one-way. Addict can actually get up close and personal here. PZ has made his way through the smoke on towards the site now. Will he hit the opening shot? The answer is no. Has let one out, but Brace is there as well. And the trades, they come through hot and heavy. My God, thick, hard, fast, and pumped. In the famed words of Dick Stacey. VERTEX narrow the gap even more, and they send LFO into what should be eco territory.
Very well should be. Savage is the one with money behind him, but he doesn't necessarily need to get that one out. Can hold it again at AWP for Sterling in the next. The big thing for VERTEX, though, is these rounds that they've been getting, LFO have been bleeding the time down late, right? They pushed down second mid as well from Addict to try and get something earlier on in the previous rounds. This time, they just waited very patiently, and LFO left the time way too long. We're singing their praise for doing things early, not wasting out that time down low. When they fall back into it, it doesn't work out, unfortunately. So pick it on up when you got guns back in the next round, because that's a discussion that can be had here.
Here's that early control that we were talking about. Malta had a real good look at it this time. VERTEX have certainly found their groove now. Call him the Emperor, because it was thrown off earlier.
See what the Deagles can do for LFO. Again, just patience at the moment, wanting to be rewarded for it. Problem is they're going to walk into PZ's AWP at the library. You got Brace there as well, able to give a helping hand.
Sights being reset towards B. Pistols, obviously, though, only at the helm. So it would be wise for Hazza and Malta to just fall their way back towards the site. Malta with the perfect utility usage there. Another smoke. Again, they're just probably going to have to march through it.
That's it, isn't it? But as soon as they do that and Malta hears anything, there's a flash ready for the barbecue, and that's just going to upset your day.
Smoke and meats. Easy actually managing to find one as well. Hazza, Malta, get that done. And it's as clean as you like it. Not a single piece of damage dealt to the side of VERTEX. 2 rounds now, the difference, Komodo. These are the most important rounds for VERTEX on that CT side.
Yeah.
Just stacking up as many as they can, then looking to potentially exploit some weaknesses from LFO on the T side.
Yeah, but you got to remember, it was 1-7.
That's right.
So the comeback is certainly being mounted by VERTEX at the moment. Starting to nip on the heels. Get a little bit close up. That's a good place incendiary. You can start to get a little bit of control down Banana if you're VERTEX at the moment too, but a deeper flame and retaliation from LFO means that it's going to be the equal stalemate. More investment of utility just to regain what was no man's land. And on the back of the exchange as well, VERTEX, they have spent a lot more of their utility than LFO have.
Patience now. Settled down. VERTEX have played the more passive route in this round. A few smokes down, bit of a different choose of site location for PZ, holding the AWP again. Straight on from that coffin line, and now as they try to take some additional control here of Top Nana, they are setting their sights on towards this take, but PZ is going to try and get proactive here. Utility does start to march its way down Komodo. PZ has been sent off the line. Savage gets the opener, but there it is. Hazza still at the back of the side. He spots some additional information out. He actually creeps on towards Dark into Emo, but Sterling, he's found his goth girl there in that round. Now, 2v3, and I think it's just immediate save call.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit of a hard argument if you go for this one or not, though. You've got a smoke, you got a flash, you got 2 HEs. Licky is low. The problem is you have to try and contend with a banana push from this current position, and where Licky is posted, you would think that he's a shoo-in to at least try and find one of these players. You're not really going to see on a retake the investment of a HE grenade to where Licky is playing at the moment before your retake even starts. So for VERTEX, this save means that they're conceding the half over to LFO. Keeping in mind they've got enough money for a buy in the next round as well to still try and keep this half competitive. Over for LFO, however, surviving with 3. Reinvestment for the boys who lost their lives. Get all that utility out as well, because they certainly did need all of that. You know, the B site was just essentially covered in smoke there. Just trying to dance around it. Unfortunately, Hazza couldn't quite find the right mark.
Yeah, they both tried really hard there, PZ and Hazza. They reacted well to the utility position, but just trying to find their way around the smokes was next to impossible, so weren't able to pull it off here. Now as LFO solidify their win of the half, Komodo, they have a lot of work to do.
Certainly so, and it's a quick one up Banana for LFO. Imagine a well-placed HE grenade. We're going to get it, and there... Nope, not close enough for Licky, for Hatz. Poor old apocdud had to go back to spawn and get the bomb.
He will collect.
Yeah, look at the damage though, man. Like Licky, Hatz, and Sterling. All so low.
They do have the utility. Ready to pop Malta in, but how quickly they want to go for it. He actually gets caught going walkabout. That's the first of some, because Hazza is also very, very low here, Komodo. Hazard just has to start to go for the spray and pray. Hatz is already all the way in. This is the level of confidence that LFO have actually been exerting lately. And now they tap through. apocdud even sticks his nose through the smoke, finds Brace. PZ gets a response. And now it's into this 3-on-3. Look at apocdud. Here's the smoke criminal again. Hazard sprays, but apocdud, he's going to find the right timing. This is perfect from LFO again as they get into the heads of VERTEX rent-free. But I think they are looking to go for it here.
Yeah, is Savage going to be ready for this flank? It looks like he just has to keep his eyes on this one. They've got the assurance factor of 2 smokes over CT that's going to keep PZ at bay with that AWP, but ADDICT straight shooting on towards Savage. It's go time on this retake.
Are they going to double check Emo though? 2 in there, and they actually send 1 out. So it's going to be apocdud playing the old bait and switch. Sterling doesn't quite connect on the shot, so they have to clear it. They have to go in very, very quickly. Eyes on apocdud. They didn't hit the utility, but he hits the shot out, and they do look for him. But it's going to be ADDICT to rip his head off, and luckily VERTEX managed to ring true in round number 14 and solidify themselves with 6. This is going to be a very close half, and nobody is ahead of the curve right now.
Yeah, I mean, 6-8. That's a pretty good retake from VERTEX at the end of the day. Sharp shots needed to be hit. It was from a player disadvantageous position as well. Remember, ADDICT just straight up banana. A quick one on a Savage, and then making sure he's even got that smoke for the bomb. Very nicely done into the 15th, though. Everybody with all of the weaponry, all of the utility, what you want in a round such as this. Except maybe apocdud down on the Galil. But a heavy set of utility yet again over towards Banana. Bit of a creep up from LFO. Up towards the window room, potentially. A bit of a gallivant through apartments. That's exactly what we're going to see from VERTEX, though. Ready for a potential apartments pop. This time, investing 2 players up on top of balcony.
Yep, that's the one.
It's not going to come early, though.
Close.
From
up
LFO.
close, up fast.
The pop ain't going to come early, though. And I think that's one of the biggest things for VERTEX. If it doesn't come early, how long do they keep both players up here?
Yeah. Patience is a virtue. But with a minute left on the clock, still plenty more choices to make. You know, Malta just being that anchor. It's such a challenging role to play, but with LFO certainly starting to share their tendencies to approach this site of A. PZ now onto the line, narrowly missing that shot as they now march towards jungle side. Hazard has to swing for the peak, and unfortunately PZ doesn't quite connect. ADDICT does manage to at least drop 1 in apocdud. PZ still onto that line holding, but they turn and tide. It's going to be running their way towards this B site now. Malta has got the read, and he might find the lead because he's got another smoke. That's the thing. He knows how to hold on to these, so they're just going to absolutely charge through it. A molly even as well. This utility usage again is perfection, Komodo. A nade. He's gone to be taken down, though. How has Hatz managed that?
No
Straight
smoke.
onto the line. PZ hits the shot. They have to try cross. It's a leg shot onto PZ. But they found the site. 10 seconds. It will be planted, but this pace is not going to slow down. Brace is moving up, but he's not going to clear out Sterling. Sterling finds that additional frag. 2 on 3. Low HP.
ADDICT and PZ creeping up, and AWP is not what you want here. He needs a quick shot.
ADDICT does find 1 at least, though, but it's going to be Sterling taken down. It's actually Savage to get it. ADDICT swings again. He has to just find 1 more. He should know exactly where Sterling is. Tap onto the bomb. Patience. How long does he hold it? Does he stick it? Does he keep it going? No! It's gonna be Sterling to close that clutch, and for now, it'll be the break of the half. Who's gonna lead it out? And we are back with the action. Ready to rock and roll. Another half. Another play. We'll have to see who is going to be the ones leading the charge here into this position as LFO still narrowly hold on to that read, Komodo. Looks like it's going to be quick up B for VERTEX here.
Oh, absolutely. They are straight shooting in. They're going to disrespect this smoke because they've got a flash with it. And Hatz is already shooting 4 of 2. Can he make it 3? No, the reload is going to get the better of him. And meanwhile, the VERTEX members, as they start to fall, Conky, they are just left with a 2-player deficit.
Yeah, absolutely they are. They've completely frozen, completely paused it. Couple of warning shots from Hatz. Has to try and connect onto the head here, but it's going to be apocdud, so certainly looks like LFO are going to be winning out the round here.
Yeah, they'll be able to find double digits nice and early unless we see Brace come through with a 1 versus 4. No Kevlar behind him. That would have been a pretty nasty swing if he could connect on Sterling, but it's going to be the reverse. And double digits achieved for LFO.
Good start. Very fresh. That's both pistols now for LFO, if I'm not mistaken. Very important to see. Always a little bit of a telltale if they are unsuccessful after walking away with both pistol rounds. If they make the counterforce, which they, definitely should. Been no plant, so no investment here for VERTEX.
Yep. This is the time to really cement yourself on this map as LFO as well. You got the pistol, you get the second round. If you can win the next one, which will be the first gun round of VERTEX because they've opted for the save here, you could really look to just close this map cleanly, put your focus on Vertigo.
Just another round to buy time, have a conversation, work out the focus into the next round, tap into the big brain of IGL Brace.
Very silent from VERTEX at the moment. Malta probably not going to be able to find anything here, you would expect. Just want to see what damage these Glocks can do from VERTEX. Play a little bit of this time. See if they can bait out a lot of utility from LFO. Might not be too bad an idea to keep their economy in check going into the next round.
Clean as you like. Just good cash stacking, really, at this point in time. So Hatz is going to have a good economic reset. 2 FAMASs, 2 MP9s. Likely a reinvestment of an M4. And, yeah, outside of that, happy days, right? Couple of Galils having to be afforded by VERTEX. The lack of plant in rounds 1 and 2 of the half, obviously putting a little bit more pressure on their economy. They've got all the utility that they need to charge on back. But as we saw, it was a bit of a slow start on their CT-sided journey against LFO after losing out that pistol.
Yeah. It's going to be a big one, though. With Hatz dying in the last round, he can get up this A1S. It can certainly be a piece of the recipe to put up a good resistance on this CT side. A lot of grenade damage earlier on onto PZ and Hatz might change the way that they want to focus their fights. Wouldn't mind seeing Hatz relieve himself of the A1S and give it to a teammate who does have the full amounts of HP, but they're going to opt to play a little bit more passively on this B site. Savage is there at the coffins, Hatz with a single smoke, and that's all the util they actually have over at this B site. If VERTEX collect themselves and go over there, they might actually be able to get in with a pretty simple execute, to be honest.
Absolutely. Already brackets control. That molly actually, unfortunately, fell off the balcony. Oh, no, it went to the pockets of apocdud. All good.
Problem is, though, 3 members here for LFO, and VERTEX are taking their sweet time to get up into the site. All of this utility, so not actually clearing out the position that you need to get that plant out, your target location. Now as they start to wrap around, this is where we're going to start to see LFO get ready.
Yeah, it's going to be a real awkward one for both Licky and apocdud. Licky actually starting to walk into the smoke here. Malta surely has to be ready for it. They are now creeping on through as they wrap around Moto. They have to make sure that they clear out Sterling. ADDICT will find apocdud, but Sterling still kicking. Does get taken down in the end by ADDICT, but that's where they've got to get Licky. Exactly. He's inside the apartments. They will get the plant nice and safe. ADDICT actually pulls away from it too early. They buy some additional time. PZ's going to be able to hold on to it, and he does so well, doesn't he? On to Savage. He had a big game last game.
Both
Can
low,
he
no
win this
util.
1v2? Exactly. A slow walk. A creep. A peek. And it's PZ. Massive 3k, 2v4 secured. And it's off the back of the rifle of PZ, who has been fragging this game.
Yeah, that's a big one for Vertex at the end of that one, because if that's dropped, that could spiral this map out of control. Bit unfortunate for LFO. You know, the drop down from the player on balcony, allowing Licky to just sneak in towards the apartments, was hoping for a little bit of more from him. No T's in close proximity to actually hear the drop either. And then we've got an MP9. It's not the gun that you want to play for a fight at distance towards the players wrapping around Moto either. So a bit unfortunate for LFO there, as a Houdini effect has just appeared in our eye, in front of our eyes. apocdud is most likely just reconnecting folks. Yeah, timeout for LFO here. Bit of a decision. He did already have Kevlar, so I am wondering if we have to match medic, and this might take a little bit longer.
Yeah, potentially. I guess whilst we wait for that to work out exactly what's going to be happening, I will just run something past you, because I've received some intel. Are you interested in hearing?
Who is the IGL for LFO?
It's apocdud.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We were spitballing that there's essentially 5 capable IGLs, with one of them not wanting to, and I guess Licky not wanting to either for that degree.
Look.
But Hatz and Savage would probably, if they needed to, put up their hand.
Yeah, it's very much a thing of where, you know, you look at Savage, like, putting him on IGL is only going to handicap a young player who's developing, right? Like, he has, you know, the chance to be like, maybe not this extensive, maybe not quite a JKS by any means, but like, he is one of those young players who really can make it big and take this far. Hatz, you know, potentially has the experience to do so, but has never really been that name caller, you know, that primary caller. It's more important for him to sort of bring a level of experience. Licky can have that freedom come back to him as well. So out of all the players on this roster, I do think apocdud actually does make the most sense. It's just about obtaining that respect from the team and really going ahead with it here. So there has been a level of match magician going on, and it looks like we're ready to have a reinvestment occur.
It's also, it gives you the thought then that he's come into this roster to take the IGL, right? It's a purpose spot. When you lose APOC, for example, from who could stand into this roster again if he wanted to come back and play.
For the apocdud, hey?
Yeah.
Imagine if they both ended up playing on the same team. That would have been the worst.
Yeah, well, it's like Vexite on Vertex.
Yeah, that's right.
It's tongueful.
I do remember that being a short run.
Yep.
What do we have? Vexite and Valiant.
Vexite and Valiant on Vertex.
Yeah.
I think it was like for 3 weeks or something from memory.
Yeah, and then that was the timing where obviously Vexite got picked up by Greyhound. Valiant's then taking a step away from competitive play.
Well,
that is by the by. Exactly. Yeah. Enough talk of what was former, because we are dealing with the current.
Problem is with the current is it's a bit of a scrappy set round for both of these sides in terms of utility and weaponry. Almost a reset for whoever loses here.
Swing round, potentially. Vertex win this one. They should find 9, potentially even 10 off the back of it. Level of momentum that they've been hunting for.
Another really slow one, though, from a T-sided team. A lot of utility over at this B side, but it is all a fake. It's drawn interest from 3.
Oh, Sterling.
No. Caught in a reload.
So close, and he goes for it anyway, Addict. That's the linchpin, but they've still got 2 members on towards this A site. Komodo, apocdud. He's been tagged up, but he's still alive. He's been punished now, and Licky. All right. There's the save call. And what I find just hilarious in that round there is that Addict has split through CT, through a smoke, found a frag, and then said, yeah. And then just said, all right, see ya, Hatz, see ya, Savage. Thanks for the frag. I'm out of here.
Yep, and then the rest of the team can just bust out of an apartments, pop a couple of flashes on in, see that there was a smoke dropped at the feet of apocdud and Pit. But only with the MP9, couldn't get anything happening either. So real rough for LFO in this round, and it's kind of going to break the economy of them as well. This lead that they had cemented themselves in, it's starting to get chipped apart. What do you decide to do if you are LFO in this situation as well? You always just have to go for the full commitment to a save. See what Savage and Hatz can do with these A1Ss. I wouldn't actually mind a situation where you invest in like maybe a flash or two to just pop them in towards second mid or towards banana when you wait out that utility. Just to try and maximize their potential of getting an impact kill. Good protocols from Vertex, however, to start off and try and deny anything like that, Mitch. A Molotov towards top of banana, Molotov in towards the window room. Two avenues where LFO could have found a nice open up had any of the Vertex members gone to challenge those locations.
Just really in this position about how they utilize... sorry. Must have cast a curse there. And apocdud has managed to at least connect with that rifle. So he's going to take that. I do like this walk. They seem to be ready for it, though. But Addict should be able to strike as well. It's going to get tight. It's going to get awkward. Savage. Uh-oh. Savage gets two. Right on the line. PZ's in an awkward spot. Absolutely. The second he runs out of bullets, Komodo. Okay. Oh, okay.
You got 30 of them. Make sure that you don't waste all of them on a committed spray just in case you get swung. Now it's all onto apocdud. You flip the coin if you're Vertex. He's not at the B site. But of course, they don't know that. A1S in hand, a 1 versus 3. It should be impossible.
Yeah, it should make sense that they have a level of awareness that apocdud was A anyway. So they will get that plant. Nice and cruisy. Happy days. They take the slot. So apocdud will just go for the walking a lonely road. The only road that he'll ever know. Just for the next 30 seconds, though. And then they can shift their focus into the next round. apocdud can likely have a quick chat. Let the guys know what they just experienced. And how they can kind of readjust here. Because, you know, we spoke about that reset, right? How it was going to feel. Allowing Vertex to get to 9. 2 rounds the difference now. Good economy for Vertex as well.
Gonna let this round run its natural course. Chasing double digits are Vertex. I think they're starting to steady up as well in how they're playing this one. I mean, we've still got, throughout the course of this tournament, you know, it's generally been 2 players at the top of a team and everyone else is falling away a little bit, doing what they need to try and help the situation. It's still ringing true here, right? PZ and Addict really putting in the hard yakka for Vertex. And then the rest of them trying to chip away at some kills, get some damage in here and there. Very crucial round, though, for both sides. LFO, they need this one to not be set to an eco yet again. And then probably met with a tied scoreline, though the scaling up straight in towards the A site is met with an advantage for LFO.
Yeah, very good. They've obviously still got 3 here as well, so far the result is paying off for them. Vertex now down to the dynamic duo of Addict and PZ. And PZ, again, just continues to frag up a storm here. Least makes them a little bit weaker. Addict now can try to find this frag. PZ not quite ready for Hatz, though. Molotov's going to make it really, really awkward. Sterling has repositioned nicely, but I think Addict's going to have to go the opposing way. Cruise back down into the back of the apartments. Hatz is actually trying to find the timing, but it might go a bit far. I reckon Addict will be ready for this. He will. There you go. So that should be a level of information because look how low Sterling is, Komodo. This is really bad now that Hatz has gone for that.
The problem is, do you expect Savage to already be down the bottom of T stairs? I think that's the one location that if Addict keeps shift walking this way, he might actually meet with him by the time that Savage starts to move, though. The footsteps are heard. He's running. Oh, surely not. Okay. He got some damage in. Imagine a headshot.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have been rough. But nevertheless, LFO hold on to the lead. They extend it. They have to buy again because with 3 players losing their life, we can get a drop for 2. But somebody's going to have to be a little bit lesser equipped.
Yeah. And they're going to call for the timeout. So, yeah. Hatz made it a little bit dicey, a little bit scary. But I guess at least they gathered some info. And then ultimately it left Addict into a position. How does he you know, go for that decision making? How does he make that gamble? And he chooses the wrong item. Hindsight, always a beautiful thing. But, you know, fighting Sterling could have worked out for him. So Savage played that to perfection there.
Yeah. All right, so apocdud's going to be down onto an MP9 as a result of one player having to have something a little bit lesser equipped. Sterling manages to get an AWP out, though, courtesy of a drop by Savage. So you definitely do have what you want to try and find round number 13 here as LFO. Early smoke investment to the bottom of Banana. Again, just a lot of utility to try and gather control of this Banana position. Flames are going to keep VERTEX at bay for the time being. What a meaty grenade, though, onto Brace and Addict. Sound cue given over to LFO as well. But there is, well, probably now control over to VERTEX.
Another slower approach. Looking to reprod up Banana now. Trying to take that control back. Malta with his, again, famed apps lurk. Just going to be poking and prodding.
If VERTEX decide to go over towards this A site, they're going to have to completely flash Sterling off the line. Push him into a really awkward location. Like he's going to have to kind of get over here because now that he's smoked off, he's not really able to assist with anything. That HE grenade was it. You can try and potentially set up a flash ready for the dig players. Meanwhile, over at the B side as well, Savage dropping a molly. With a smoke in hand, LFO, they're playing two sides of the map together in these little pairs. Oh, and Savage, is he going to go through the smoke? No, it's the one-way setup for him. Get a little bit of info over at B. Meanwhile, over at A, Mitch, this is where VERTEX are looking to end things, and Brace is already gone.
They have to. IGL down. Sterling with the opener. apocdud playing up so close under the hay cart. Just going to have to wait to see who comes at them. 2v4 on towards this site. And Sterling is going to have his head ripped off. But Licky getting away with 2 there is a really solid result because this now becomes a winnable round here for LFO. It's still a big investment and it's such a gamble, right? No money if they're unsuccessful here. But they've got the time. They've got the positioning. They've got kits.
How do you retake, though, with no extra utility? You want to try and find some bodies to pick it up. PZ has a molly. He can throw that with a couple of seconds to spare. If Malta gets overwhelmed, then all he needs to do is tuck.
He's got to be so careful. They're both pushing up Diggity together, so it's the right decision. But will he get the info? He's playing right on the line. Great spot. Malta finds it. Savage was a hero in the previous map. So's PZ. PZ has been as well. Enough time. I think he should have it. PZ should be absolutely fine. The dance. And Savage does miss it. So it was tight. It was close, but couldn't quite find it. Double digits now for VERTEX. And money, once again, in the proverbial trash can for LFO. And it's not looking good for them for now.
No, not looking good whatsoever. Down to the 2K mark. You're getting 2,400 on a loss, which does mean that you'll be able to get a buy in the next. But then VERTEX are going to be within 1. And again, they'll be able to balance their checkbook a little bit as well to reinvest what might be lost. Potential airstrike to come through from LFO. Licky and Hatz picking up the nades over towards the B site, most likely. Actually, no, deciding to change it up and take them over towards mid. And Hatz is only going to get tickled by that one. So the beginning utilities, all for naught, essentially, for LFO. These are the kind of rounds I kind of, you know, just want to be done so we can get back in towards the gun rounds. But you always got to understand why they want to try and play with time to get some damage in.
It's also just on that risk as well. You know, no further crushing feeling there is than losing out a full eco round. And Savage has actually picked up ADDICT, so that's at least one step closer to what they want. Don't think there's a weapon recovered just yet at the very least, so they do start to pick up the pace here now over towards A. Hatz is going to be playing ever so patient, and now Nicky walked on him. I do think he actually did go maybe a little bit too far, but not quite at all. Komodo, remember how I said losing a USP round is possibly the worst thing you can do? Well, they've almost done it. Brace has 6 HP, and they are marching up towards this side here. Does he try to go towards B, or is this LFO winning a round where they have invested nothing?
Nothing.
Did they see him?
Indeed.
Oh, he's 5 HP!
He's going to have to try and get a plant. And I mean, what do you look to do in this situation? Plant in the smoke, stay in there as a Marty dome? You know, how do you get these quick headshots?
This is a clutch that you should never, ever have to be winning.
Yeah, you just probably wait if you're Sterling as well.
He's dead. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, that is a full eco. An investment of $600. 2 HE grenades.
I can't believe I just, like, read the script. You know, oh, you don't want to be winning one of these rounds. You mentioned, Komodo, about how they take it slow, how you can't mess them up, how you can't lose weapon. Because if you poke yourself to have a little look on the left side of the screen, I only see 2 people with 3,000 or more.
You know what I see? I see darkness at the moment. I see a team that it was probably not expecting this situation. 2 players dragging them screaming. I mean, ADDICT and PZ, they're doing everything that they possibly can to keep everybody afloat. Has the Malta embrace. Gotta turn up. Now. 10 rounds ago.
Very bold to push down mid on a round like this, but it seems to be working out for them so far. Couple of frags for apocdud. Make it 2. Savage does fine, and now it's all on a brace in a 1v4. Round is done. 14 rounds for LFO. And VERTEX with a whole lot to do, because I think, if I remember this phrase correctly, the definition of insanity is, you know, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a change of result. And that's kind of what I could have put up for LFO, picking Inferno again and again after losing it. But right now, they are at the helm.
Yeah.
They are 2 rounds away from taking Inferno strong.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether or not this judges that will get nuked by the performance that both teams can carry over into Vertigo, for sure. Let's see what VERTEX have in store for us right now. Again, an exchanging of utility down. Banana and Maya. Yes, Brace has found Savage, but at the cost of 3 players getting chipped on, not over on the side of VERTEX. Kill is a kill, nevertheless. Can expose some holes in the defenses of LFO, already making a rotation to have 3 players at this alpha site. Leaving the op of Sterling just to do op things. But if you miss the shot of Sterling, you're kicking yourself a chance to get back, a chance to find 15. This does actually look like VERTEX might set things up over towards A-Mitch.
Yeah, we haven't seen much love for B from VERTEX, have we? It's sort of been these late rounds where they do approach it. But, yeah. Sterling, straight onto that line. ADDICT is going to tempt fate, it would seem. Ready to get that utility down. 40 seconds. Definitely looking like they're keen to head towards A. There's ADDICT gone. 4v4.
Peek in towards the A side as well. You see the utility. It starts to barrel in.
LFO certainly ready for it. They know exactly what's happening. apocdud continuing to play anti-flash. And Licky actually does burn down. The smoke not going kind of where he needed it to. But apocdud is 1 and good for now. Still alive, still kicking. PZ gets the trade, but it's all on a PZ in this 1v3. 25 kills, Komodo. A single mistake here will cost them 15, and it is going to be PZ holding true for just another second. The nade goes up and over. 1 HP. He tucks into the corner, and now they just need to start moving in together. He does the damage! Oh, but it's Sterling, the opposing AWPer, who will take LFO to 15 and map point.
Oh boy, take a breath at the moment. LFO. A timeout for VERTEX. There is so much for them to decide. I mean, at least you've got a bit of money to be able to throw in. You know, Brace can get a buy. PZ can get a buy. In my head, I'm maximizing potential for kills. I'm giving ADDICT a gun. Sorry, Brace. You donate him here. Just try and set these 2 who have shown consistency in this map to deliver damage. Give them the weapons.
Whew. That full eco. has just got to be burning VERTEX inside. As we mentioned, VERTEX, you know, have been fighting to show that they are the second best team in our region, you know, at times besting Greyhound. Wanting to become best, but you're right. This is the thing, Komodo. VERTEX are mortal. They do feel stress and strain. And one more round will mean that they have to get the reverse sweep on both Vertigo and Nuke to close this.
Yeah. Haven't seen Nuke yet in this tourney either.
Not yet, no. It's been a very sort of boring map pool so far.
I agree.
At least you get overpass here and there.
Yeah, I like
three
that.
maps, though, between LFO and Rooster. But now, VERTEX reclaiming control of the banana position. Again, found a lot of success over towards this site, much less towards A.
Savage and Hatz, no more damaging utility in HEs, but an incendiary well placed could really hinder the chances of VERTEX. 40 seconds to go. There's a massive decision. There is a round-defining decision here that VERTEX have to consider. Do you go on the back of the information that you haven't really got over at A or what you do have at B and think that it might be a little bit too much? We're actually seeing Licky start to rotate over towards B, so they're going to be lucky enough to contend with the weaker side of the forces of LFO at A. $20, you hear the footsteps of LFO. Surely you're rotating everyone over.
They just have to get in now. There is literally no other question. Sterling misses an important shot, but apocdud, Licky, they're there to deny. Brace gets one. They have to find more. They have only just the 10 seconds. Okay. They can wipe the sweat off the brow here as Brace does find another. Bomb planted. Hatz in. And he wants to go. He wants to go for this fight. He wants to do as much damage as possible. They've heard his footsteps. He does have a Molotov. And just a warning spray. I don't know. Does he try to save this? Does he call for it? I mean, I think the more he stays here and gets into the head of LFO, the better, right?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, he's still got the kit, the armor, the helmet, the weapon, and an incendiary. It's a valuable set to take into the next rounds. If he can, because Malta would absolutely love this upgrade. He's going to get it as well. Alrighty. You re-grabbed the Mac 10, Malta. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You re-grabbed the Mac 10 instead of the A1S. That is unfortunate.
Pain. Oh, who cares at this point, right? They got enough money to buy. They don't need to save anything along.
Yeah, and I mean, LFO should be saving here to maximize their closing chances.
Hey,
on this map.
whoa. Komodo, remember what happened with those USPs the other round, all right?
Yeah, but you still want to maximize your chances. You know? That's why they're saving here. That still rings true.
Good boys.
Can they finish this round?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Maybe. Really needing some activation from some of these individuals on VERTEX. It's very much been the ADDICT and PZ show. Brace with a couple of big frags in that previous round, but they're tucked in. Straight into this cubby. Savage, bait and switch. Has Kevlar behind him as well.
Hatz is going to tuck in, though. He has to swing back out, so he's not giving up his boy. They're actually all going to get out, bar Savage, who chooses to go forwards. A flash in. I don't know if he's heard that one, but he's still not known where he is.
It's so crazy. You know, this position can actually get so much work done from time to time. Close range, the 5-7. It's just all going to be a matter of the timing because look at they start to creep on in now, Komodo.
Oh.
45 seconds. They've stacked it correctly. Will Savage get the clear? Okay, that's a good start. But 3 members here. They know they're moving in now. They have tucked in towards the site. They've got utility to start to make the march. Burning down. Sterling can't quite do anything. Okay. Okay, this should be the round for VERTEX. No way they can lose it against Slicky's single USP.
No, they cannot. PZ on a leggy to close it. Then there were 12 for VERTEX. Another buy, though, for LFO. That's why we see the save. AWP out for Sterling. No secondary AWP being toyed with either. LFO did like to run that one on Mirage earlier today. But let us see, as this is where the map does end. LFO's own choice reminder for this grand final.
Overtime. Sorry.
You got something stuck in your throat, Mitch?
Yeah. There's something I wanted to say.
Okay, cool.
Maybe. I didn't say it.
Nah, I think we need to see something from VERTEX here, though. Give them a bit of an affordance, because we've got some difference here from LFO. We haven't seen Sterling with the orb in apps, with a boy to have his back. And there's the opener. Look at the other damage that's already been delivered to this rap.
Great response.
And they've heard it. They've heard the rap. They know what's happening.
Right into CT, but they go in the library. I think he's actually ready for it. Licky, yes, he is. Okay. I think I might have counter-jinxed it.
Well, hang on. Sterling's
close. Absolutely fine. He is. He's on the line, and that's basically done. Yep, there it is. Sterling is going to have a big round of 3 to close it out here on Inferno, so we do not have the overtime. It's a 16-12 victory for LFO. They pick the map time and time again. They're unsuccessful in earlier series. They have to drag through it.